Dingliren has resurrected himself. He's gone to... No. The game number 3 of the World Chess Championship match has just finished in a draw between Nepomniachtchi and Liren. In fact, this might have been the fastest game of the match. Is Ding really back? We're about to find out. Let's go. Is Ding happy with this result? This is the ultimate question I want to ask you. Let's go. The game started with d4. Okay, alright. Everyone, this is important. First move and first surprise already. Not many expected Jan to start with the D pawn. In fact, Jan is more known to start with the E pawn, but obviously those Grandmasters, they can do anything. As we say, you know, in table tennis, you kind of serve with the left hand. So, in this game, Jan Nepomniachtchi served with the left hand and went for D4. He had a response of knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3. Okay, this could actually go to several openings, such as Nimzo. I'd say more fighting line, or the one that's gone in the game, which is d5. And this is Queen's Gambit declined. This is Bad Harmon. Yes, Dingliren goes for Bad Harmon line. Maybe he's not wrong. C takes d5, e takes d5, bishop g5. c6, e3, h6, bishop h4, bishop e7. So far, we're in theory. Now here, I need to point you out that this is very favorite structure of ours. Those of you who've been following my path know that I did a very interesting educational video together with Andrea Botas on this exact pawn structure. It's called... Yeah, I'm listening. Tell me. I don't hear. Carlsbad, exactly. Who the heck is Carl and why is he bad? Would be a very honest answer of Andrea Botas' first time she heard about this. But yes, Carlsbad, the city that is in Czech Republic and the game that was played like 100 years ago and's gone to the history books. And this line was played in that city for the first time and took the name. There are several plans here. Bishop d3, short castle, queen c2. Now, the most common plan for white is to push the minority attack. b4, a4, b5, and either to trade on c6 or to let them trade first on b5 and then to create a weakness on d5. So either you fight for the weakness on... Oh, actually, on b5 you would take with a knight, not with a pawn. So the plan of white here on the queen side, the most common, is to create a weakness with 2 pawns against 3, or better say 3 pawns. Yeah, it's actually 3 pawns. 3 pawns. Wait, I want another color. 3 pawns against 4 pawns. We want to create a weakness. But it's not the most aggressive plan. The most aggressive plan is actually the one that Jan chose in the game, and it's completely different. It's rook e8, knight e2. It's extremely important here for white to wait with a knight, even though you would tell me, but okay, Dina, didn't you tell us that in the opening we should prioritize developing knights and only then develop bishops? Well, here is an exception. White goes with the bishop first, waiting with the knight, because the knight will go to e2. And when the knight goes to e2, the plan is very simple. Those of you who already saw the game, or maybe you... I don't know your level, but I assume that there are certain things that you already know about chess. So the plan here would be to create f3 and e4. It's a very interesting idea because you got the strong center and then you want to smash your opponent. Well, when I would start playing knight f6 and e6 in my own opening, my coach would tell me, let them wait with the knight. For instance, if I were to play this, then I would certainly go with d5, c4, e6, and then knight c3, I would go bishop e7. And this line exists, waiting for the bishop and the knight. So either white has to put the bishop on f4, because you can see they cannot play bishop g5, or they have to play e3, killing the bishop, but this would be not an option. I mean, making bishop passive, this wouldn't be not an option, or put the knight on f3. But since the moment they play knight on f3, we go knight f6 and bishop g5, and we got the same... Okay, let me put it like c takes d5, e takes d5, and then bishop g5, c6, e3. We got the same Carlsbad, but the knight is on f3, and this is more passive for white because it doesn't let the common plan of f3 and e4. You, there, I see you. You're not a subscriber. The button is right here, down below. Go click on it. Back to the game, you want to see this one. So here, logically, as you know already, rook e8, knight e2, knight d7, short castle, a5. Now, a5 is very smart. Do you remember what I told you in the very beginning of this game? Exactly, minority attack. So a5 stops minority attack. I really love this move. a3, saying, oh, you know, maybe still I can do that. Maybe like later, maybe not now. I don't have to rush with it, but definitely preparing. And you cannot play a4 because then it's just knight takes a4. Knight h5. Knight h5 is a very straightforward move, trying to trade more pieces because black is the one who is lacking bit space. You can see that the pieces are a bit more passive. Whenever you're passive, you lack space, you want to trade minor pieces. Oh gosh, don't ask me what are minor pieces, okay? Bishop takes e7, queen takes e7, rook a e1. Another very typical move according to the plan, preparing, remember, f3, e4 in the big center. You know by now that center is the most important thing on the chessboard. Knight f8, knight c1, knight f6, f3. There we go, girl, for e4, as I told you, yay. Knight e6, knight again, knight c1, e2, yeah, and why do you, is that normal for your knight? Wait, why did you, okay, I know why. So Jan couldn't play f3 immediately because the pawn, my friends, won't be under attack. So he goes for knight c1, protecting the pawn, and then he goes f3, and then he goes, okay, fine, whenever you put the knight on e6, there is no attack on e3 anymore, so I can put my knight back. Okay, I like that. c5, boom! And here Ding says, you know, man, I'm not gonna wait for you to take the center. No, I'm not giving that initiative to you. I'm taking the initiative myself. c5, boom. Who has the center now? Bishop e5, but bro, you forgot about the b5. It's a very important square. It's actually almost as if it was an outpost. Well, the only problem for an outpost not to be here the case is because the file is closed, but it's still a nice spot. Rook d8, d takes c5, queen takes c5, queen d2. Well, the pawn was attacked, so we kind of need to protect it, right? Remember, take care of your pawns, folks. Bishop d7, bishop takes d7, and here it's actually a turning point. Here it's a key point of the game. You all know Jan's strength and weaknesses, and same goes for Ding, right? So dingliren is normally supposed to be a cold-blooded machine, going for computer lines and, you know, some positional advantages, whereas Jan is extremely impulsive and can be also super creative. Well, here, sometimes Jan, he definitely plays great when he is super confident, but sometimes he gets overconfident and he plays a little bit too fast and he can make some inaccuracies. So here was the case. Jan has been very impulsive with this decision, and he gone for bishop d7, and he completely missed a very creative knight takes d7. When you ask me, Dina, why is it creative? Well, I'll tell you, because you put the knight back from the center, from protecting the pawn. That's why it's creative. And then the knight can go to e5 and then c4, another outpost. By the way, c4 is almost as an outpost. Well, we'll have another discussion of the outposts later on. Don't get mad at me for this one. The difference here is that Jan had this way more solid knight d4, and after knight takes d4, there's just, let's say, even either queen takes d4 or even pawn takes d4, and attacking the queen, and black cannot take the knight, and then definitely white is safe here. Or if white wants to play for advantage, then definitely taking with the queen, and if queen takes, then taking with a pawn, and then saying, all right, we're in a symmetrical endgame, but I've got the file, first of all, I've got the b5 square, secondly, and your knight. Look at your knight. Your knight is restricted by the barrier. Do you remember this barrier? Exactly, f3 is restricting the knight. So little by little, white does have small edge here for certain very, very evident positional points. This would have been way better for Jan, but definitely playing bishop d7, he missed. Jan was expecting rook d7, and then he would play knight d4. But you know what? I mean, Jan is playing white. So the question is, how happy would Jan be with the draw in this game? Obviously, Jan is leading 1 point. We agree in that. So theoretically speaking, making draws in all the games of this match would make Jan a winner. But it's not possible. Jan cannot make draws in every single game. And in fact, what I do not like about making a draw, a fast draw for white, for Jan in this game, is that right now, the only advantage that Jan has over Ding is that he's experienced in the match and Ding not being able to manage his emotions. But here is the problem, guys. With every single game going into the match, dingliren gets more and more confidence. Dingliren calms himself down and gets back to the zone. And the moment Ding will be in his zone, Yan will have a way more tough match than before. So Yan needs to take as many points as possible. That's why also the draw in the first match was a bit unpleasant result for Yan, because he could have started 2-0 potentially. It would be way easier. But okay, let's see. This is also what makes match more interesting for us, right? Bishop takes d7, knight takes d7, knight d4, knight b6, rook d1, knight c4, attacking the queen. We're not both as gambiting anything here. Queen f2, rook a c8, and now there is a problem. The pawn is attacked, queen has to protect it. The knight is super strong. Yes, black has an isolated pawn. You remember what's an isolated pawn, right? We're not having this discussion right now. Well, the isolated pawn is here as strength. Because, first of all, it is compensated by another weakness, which is e3, because f3 is not on f2 protecting, but on f3. So e3 is kind of a weakness. And besides, black's pieces are super strong. Remember, isolated pawn is a weakness, but it's an active, strong thing that you have in the center that can let you operate better with your pieces and make your pieces pretty much active. So if you manage to make your pieces more aggressive than opponent's pieces, then it means that you compensated for the weakness of the isolated pawn. Clear? I hope so. Am I talking too fast? You tell me if I'm talking too fast. By the way, subscribe button is right here. And please, I don't want to see in the comments again, Dina, I already subscribed. What should I do? Should I unsubscribe and then subscribe again? And how annoying it is to subscribe when you already subscribe. Well, you know what? Be nice, okay? If you're not a subscriber yet, there are so many out of you new people there who haven't subscribed yet. Well, the button is here, but if you already subscribed, then be kind to ignore this message, all right? You want more recaps, obviously. So here is another moment where Yan finds this very nice and a little bit not evident idea how to protect the position the best way, because he plays how chess players are not supposed to play. Like, you guys watching this video, you shouldn't play like that. Here, white makes an anti-positional move, knight a4. Yes, knights on the rim are dame or slim or rim. You got me. Putting the knight on the edge is kind of wrong. It is wrong because knight, well, should I explain it to you? Yes, knight controls only 4 squares, where the knight on the in the top center controls. Oh gosh, we gotta calculate. I'm so bad at math. Okay, you tell me. It should be 7, 8. No, it's 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you see. So knight in the center is controlling 8 squares, where knight on the edge controls only 4. Therefore, one should never put their knight on the edge. But Yan says, why not? Knight a4, queen e7. Rook e1, queen f6, knight b5. Okay, this is my favorite. Like, b5 is my favorite spot because, you know, pawns cannot go backwards, so we got the square. Knight c7. This, by the way, shows you how strong the knight on b5 is. And white says, no, I'm not trading. I'm not giving you my only advantage here. Knight d4 back. Look at my knight. He's super strong. Well, knight e6. Don't you want to repeat? Here was an interesting moment. Dingliren was happy to repeat the game because he was going down on time, like 13 moves. Knight b5, knight c7. So here Dingliren had a nice option of repeating the moves because Ding was getting down on time and he still needed to make like 10 moves, 22 minutes, so like 2 minutes per move, which is kind of a time trouble. Once again, I already explained. For Dingliren, making and drawing this game was super important because Ding needs to recover. Ding needs time with every single game. And by the way, Dingliren did mention that on the press conference right after the game. You could see I already spent more time in the playing hall. Well, thank you. You're playing World Chess Championship match. We want to watch you, not your chair, man. Yes, Dingliren has been overcoming his fears, his frustrations, his anxieties, and doing a better job. That's why Yan should press harder with white pieces. Knight d4, knight e6. This is the game. This was the free time repetition, and we saw the handshake. Bravo. Congratulations to both. Tomorrow, in the game number 4, Dingliren gets white pieces, and he's gonna do something. Will we see a3, b3, g3, or any other pawn move? I hope not. Dingliren gotta show what he and his team has prepared for this match. Otherwise, he won't be able to stand against Yan, because Yan's got a team. Yan's got experience. Let me know who you're rooting for. As far as for now, subscribe button, fine. No, you don't need it. You know, yeah, okay. The door is right there. Bye-bye.